Greetings everyone. Welcome again to the Business Automation Show, where we talk about how we can automate your business process or your daily work routine activities that you do in your business, depending on whatever your business is. So we every session we take a new use case and we explain that if that is the use case you have, how you can automate it and how you can use this Microsoft stack, and using different tools we can use you know perform the automation for this particular use case. So today we have another use case that we will be sharing with you guys. So let's see that what is the agenda for today. So we will discuss what is the use case, and then we will discuss what is our proposed solution. So this is a potential solution. There can be other solutions as well, but this is, according to us, this could be a potential solution using these Microsoft set of technologies and tools. So we will discuss about Microsoft Forms and the Power Automate and Microsoft Planner, that how we can use these tools to automate this particular use case. So before jumping on to the main topic, let's have a quick introduction about ourselves. So myself, Mahinder, and I have my friend with me, Sandeep. We both are Microsoft MVPs as well as CSharpCorner MVPs, and we have been more than 10 years of experience in Microsoft technologies. And this show is represented by CSharpCorner community here. So we both are doing these automation sessions here. So let's jump to our use case. So today we have a new use case where we are going to discuss about employee IT support request system. Okay. So this is basically a system where we manage different type of support that is requested or that is needed by our employees. Okay. So depending on that, what is the size of your organization? If it's a small or medium or large scale, we have lots of things that we need to set up for our employees. So it may be that they need a new desk system set up there. They need a printer connectivity. Maybe they have facing some issue in their monitor. Maybe they are facing some issue in their chair or in the table, or maybe they want to install some new software for their their daily work routine. So there could be different requests that we can manage using this system. Okay. And verbally, if we are working on this one, let's say if somebody needs something and they are going to their IT department or who is managing that support, they can verbally saying that, okay, I need this request, and maybe the person who is handling this, they are working on something else, and they will say that, okay, I will take care of that, right? And once they will be working on that, maybe they will forget, right? They don't know that, okay, what you asked for. Maybe you will go and remind them again, okay, yeah, I'm waiting for these new software, or I'm waiting for this new chair, or maybe I'm needing for this kind of request, right? So in this use case, we will tell you that how we can create such a system where we can submit a request, and based on that request information, whatever your request is, whatever your query is, we can collect that and we can do that automation using Power Automate and using the other tools that is part of the Microsoft stack. Okay, so this is an example of any support system, but it can be other support system as well. Basically, for example, we can also say that we can make a customer support system, right? Where our customer they can raise some kind of request, maybe some issue that they are facing on the software. So those kind of thing can be also done using the customer support request system, and that can be also done like that, what we have here today. So we will show you that how we can implement this use case. So now we know that use case, we want to build employee support system. So what is our potential proposed solution for this? Okay. So we are going to use here mainly 4 tools. The first one is Microsoft Forms. So that we will be using for as a front end, where they can submit their request, submit their ticket, depending on that requirement. So Microsoft, forms will be basically as a UI that we are using for submission of these ticket. And then Power Automate, it will handle that workflow logic. It will get the data from the ticket and it will see, like, if we need to create further tasks, so that that task will be assigned to the concerned person or who is handling that request. So those kind of thing will be done on the Power Automate. And then we have here Microsoft Planner. So this works like a centralized data repository, or you can say like a dashboard type of thing, where we can see that, okay, how many tasks are there that is pending, or how many tasks is completed, how many tasks are assigned to a particular support person. So those kind of thing we can manage using the Microsoft Planner. Okay. And the last one is that Microsoft Outlook tool that we will be using for sending the notification, right? So that if they will submit some request, they need to know, right, when this is completed. Okay, so for those kind of notification, we will be using here Outlook. Okay, so Microsoft Forms. So this is a very easy tool, very easy to maintain and create the forms. You don't need to write any kind of code here. As you know, our that set of tools that we are targeting is basically low code, no code. Okay, so everything that you can do from the designer, that is provided by Microsoft. So in this case as well, Microsoft has a designer where we can go ahead and design our forms. We can use different type of control, that is drag and drop. We can just drag that and fill the properties. So for example, if you can see here on that right hand side, we have different type of controls, right? We have checkbox, we have text control, rating or date times, all those type of control we can configure depending on the requirement. For example, if you want to provide your name or request detail, we can use text. And maybe we want to add some kind of date information, or maybe if you are facing some issue, you want to upload some image, then we can use that upload file. So these are different type of controls that is available, and we can simply drag and drop from the designer. I can easily create this form, and this will be ready for us to use on the submission of these forms. Okay, so that's what we are using here for submitting these tickets. Now, second one is the main component our is Power Automate, which is basically we have discussed that the Power Automate is a automation tool which it provides a very rich set of controls. We have thousands of connectors that help you to connect different type of application to share the data between different applications. Okay, and here depending on the we have different type of triggers and actions are available. So what trigger you will select, based on that you will see different type of trigger, and those set of trigger you can use to accomplish your different tasks on your flow. So as you can see here on the right hand side, we have it on the top one, that is basically a trigger. Okay, that means that when that particular action will happen, then our execution will start. So then this Power Automate execution will start, and it will go through all that action that we have defined here to execute one by one. Okay, so first one is the trigger, and then after that all these are basically actions and different type of controls and condition that we can do, that we can check that, okay, if that is happening with the task. As you can see here, we have this update task details. So if that is done, then we are sending basically notification. So these type of control we can do on the Power Automate. It provides different type of controls that is available. We have standard if else, we have switches. Okay, and if we require any kind of looping, so those type of control is also there. So collectively we can use those to build a strong logic here using the Power Automate. And of course we are not writing single line of code, we are just setting their properties, we are setting their for example, if let's say if I want to connect with the Microsoft Forms, so first I need to set up the connection. I want to set up the want to use Microsoft Planner, there also I need to set up the connection similar to the Outlook. So once these connections are set up, then I can use different actions that is part of the tools or whatever connector that I have selected here. So in this case, you can see we have Microsoft Forms that we have used, then we have Microsoft Planner, and then we have the Outlook connector for the notification. Yeah. Now on the Microsoft Planner, as you can see on the right hand side, it acts as a dashboard. So let's say if I am the support person and I am handling all that request. Okay, so whenever I am starting my day, I need to see that, okay, what are the requests that is assigned to me, right? So that I can work on that one by one and can resolve them. And once they are resolved, we can see that we have different type of status here that we can do. For example, something is new, something is in progress, something is completed. Maybe we have some kind of feedback that we want to get. So we can have that kind of thing here on that dashboard, and this is basically for the easy management of the support ticket that is assigned to me or that is basically submitted by our employees. Okay, so Microsoft Planner, just like Microsoft other cloud tool, provide different functionality that we can connect with different tools that is part of the Microsoft ecosystem. So we can connect with SharePoint, we can connect with our Power Automate, and all different type of Microsoft tools can be connected with this. So we can, if we want to use this to the managing of all our activity, whether it's part of, let's say if we are using SharePoint for that task management, maybe we have some form that is created on the SharePoint. In that case also we can use Microsoft Planner to manage our all the activities and all the tasks. Okay, and this really helps to provide that productivity, and it efficiently handles that request, right? I can, if let's say I am the one support guy, there is another support guy, so we will see our tasks individually, right? So I will see my task and that person will see his task, so we individually can work on this. So there it helps us to streamline these complete automation process. And finally, we have the notification. And as I said that we are using Outlook here for sending that notification. So you can see here, I have used this Outlook connector. And once I use that Outlook connector, we have these type of different actions that we have here, which we can use for performing different type of activities. So here we are using simply to send that notification once the task status is changed. So let's say it is resolved. So we are just sending notification to tell them, okay, your task is resolved. We can provide contextual information there. So what information we got from Microsoft Forms, that information is coming into Power Automate, and then from Power Automate we can populate that information as a part of the our notification body. So the message that we are sending in the email, we can write that detail, like when it was resolved, right? If we want to provide some kind of response that what was the issue, maybe we found that okay, that was the issue and that's what we fixed. Okay, so those type of information can be also included as a part of the notification that will go to the employee. Okay, so using this process and using these set of tools, we can do this complete end-to-end automation for the employee IT support system. And let's see this in demo now. So I will pass mic over to my friend, and we will showcase this on that. So he will show you that how we can create this complete flow and what are the actions that we have used. Okay, so over to you, Sandeep.
Yeah. Thank you, Mahendra. Am I audible?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Thank you. So let me share my screen. And today my voice is not, so I'm not feeling very well. So just
Yeah. Thank you. Still making it.
excuse me for anything if not very much clear. So I'm going to share my screen, and so hope it is visible.
Not yet.
Yes. So now we
Yeah,
are in
you see.
Microsoft 365, correct? So any Microsoft Cloud application, if you want to access, you need to log in Microsoft 365 Cloud, and from here, from launch menu, you will able to access all those tools we were discussing in this demo. So the very first thing is like the Power Automate, and we already explained how you can access the Power Automate and how you can create the flow. So what I'm going to do is I will create a new flow and I will show you that how step by step we can do it. And as Mahendra already explained, the first thing we need that whenever our employee is going to submit the form, we need to get the response from that particular form. The first thing is we need that trigger that whenever someone is submitting, we will use that trigger to get a response from that particular form. So I will select the when response is submitted using Microsoft Form. And then the next step is to go and configure a form. And if you don't know how to do it, we already explained how you can create Microsoft Form, but let me go to the Microsoft Form and show you. So we'll not create a form because I already created, but I will explain that how you can do it. So I already created a IT support request. If you want to create a new one, you can create from here. Once you will go on this particular page, you will see that we have add new questions. So this is how you can just click and you will able to create the new question if you want to add or adjust this kind of form. So what I have here, I had an employee name, then the email address of that particular employee, and then the issue category, and then detail, and then urgency, like it is high, medium, or low. So this is how you can easily come to this come to the Microsoft Form and create a support form, and then you will go back to the Power Automate, and here the form you created, that is what you need to select. So I will select IT support form. So once you will select this, the next step is to get the response. So we will use get form response. And then again, the same step, we need to select the created form here. So I will select, and then once you will click here, you can see we have some dynamic features. By that you can able to access the response ID, and that is what you need to select here. We will save it. So we completed so far, like whenever form is submitted, we will able to get a response, whatever information we are filling in that particular form, we will able to store in get response detail. The next step is to create a task. So we will select for the planner. So once you will select the planner, you can see we have these actions like create a task, and then we have some other like update task, then get the task, assign, add assignee to a task, because these are the properties we can update or we can use using these actions in Microsoft Planner. So what I will do is I will use this create a task, and then the first thing we need to select, that is group ID. Group ID is like whenever you are creating a Microsoft 365 group, that is what you can select here. Because when you create a group, and you can also create a Microsoft Teams for that, and that group will able to access your planner or any other resources in Microsoft 365. That's why it's asking that which group you want to select. So what I will do is I will select demo teams. That is what I created for this particular demo. And then the plan ID. So you can see I have two plans here. If you want to know how you can create the plan, in that case, again, you will go to the launch menu, and then you will click on planner. And like other Microsoft applications, here you will get option. Let me close it. So we'll go here, and here you can see a new plan. So once you will click, you will get some templates like business plan, software development, project development, simple plan, or employee onboarding. Some other templates you can also see here based on the categories. So I already selected this one, simple plan. So once you will click and use this particular template, it will ask for the name. For example, simple plan 1, that is what I can select. And then you can select the group. Why it is important here? Because the group you will select, only that group will able to access this particular plan. So I will select demo team and create. Once you will create, you will able to change these buckets. For example, I can change it new, then uh, like next progress block. So based on your steps, whatever steps you have in your that IT support process, that is what you need to add here. And then you will again go back to Power Automate, and here you will select that plan ID. So what I will do is I will just save it. So let me refresh. So again, we need to add create task. I will add planner, create task, and now we will able to access that plan. So you can see we have simple plan one, and then the title, like the title of the task. For example, new task is created by. So we can select the employee name, for example, employee name on, and we can select urgency. So this is how you can name the task title. And then we have 29 other properties. That is what you can assign from here. So you can click on show all, and you can see bucket ID. For example, we have new and few. So you can see new. So if you want to create that particular task in this particular bucket, that is what you can select here. And then the start date. So we'll just use it, right? UTC. Now, and due date, we will just leave for now, and assigned user ID. So for example, a support person in your organization, you have a IT person, so you can pick the name, or you can give the email address of that particular IT person. And once this task will be created, automatically assigned to that particular person. But make sure that that person must be part of your group ID, like whatever group you are selecting here, the person must have access of that particular group. So what I will do is I will add here my name, and then whenever you are accessing a task, you can see here we have multiple levels. So you based on like whenever you are creating a task, we have some colors we can assign based on the levels. So here by default these levels we have, but you can modify it, and that is what you can see here. We have lots of green, blue, and those kind of labels. So that is what you can remove, and you will have less uh, labels based on your requirement. And then I will save it. So now we are quite okay with this step. So once you will create the task, the next step is to delay it, because it might can take few seconds to create this particular task, and that's why you will delay. So I will delay for 5 seconds. 5 seconds, and you save it. Because whenever you are creating a task, you just create a title and the title and some other properties. But what we need to do is we need to update with the description we are getting from, like the issue detail we are getting from Microsoft Form. So we'll update the task with issue detail. So I will use update, and here we'll use the task ID. So let me click here. So what I will do is I will take the ID created user ID. Let me see. So we'll pick the ID from created task action, and then we'll use the detail, the title, due date, and other things we have here. So let me just check the other one because I just need planner. So we'll use the ID here. The first time value. So I'm not getting description here, but that should be there. So that is how we can add description detail. So for example, the I'm just going to use. So what we can do is the detailed description of the issue. That is what we are getting. We'll update here, and then we can save it. So let me go here. We just need to select the ID. So now what we are doing is we are getting response, then getting response from that particular form. We are creating a task and then we are delaying for 5 seconds and then we are updating task. After that, what we need to do is we need to send email to a person to whom we assigned this particular task. So what we'll do is we'll add sent email because the person will get notified that this task is assigned to you. So I will use this and we'll use the email address. So we'll go here in create task and select the person to whom we assigned this task. We will select from here, then subject. And you can also update the detail like task, and you can add the title here. So this is how you can create a dynamic, you can add dynamic values like your title, description, or whatever priority are other details, whatever you want to include here, you can include and automate. The next thing, like you can see here, once we will update, so let me save this. And this is what we will run on the success of update task. Then we will send another email. Like, for example, if like task creation flow is failed, in that case we need to send email to the employee like task is not created, you need to send email. In case like automation is not working, we'll send email v2, and again the same thing to the employee. We will go in switch and select the employee ID, subject, field. We select the employee name here. Please send email on like given email address. So in case like when automation is not working, in that case, they will able to send email on this particular email address. We'll save it. The next thing we need to do, we'll go here and we will use in case as failed. So you can see like when we employee will submit form, we'll get the response, create the task, we'll delay for 5 seconds, and then we'll update the task. And then if this flow is successful, then we'll send email to the IT support person, and if failed, we'll send email back to the employee. So what we can do is we can just test it manually. So I will go here, go IT support, and I will submit. Access request, access RDC, and high, and so I will just submit this form. So here we submit one. So let's go back to the Power Automate flow and see. So you can see it's working, and task is created, updated, and so let's go back to the planner. So you can see this task is created here. And let me see if I got the email. So you can see I got this particular email. So this is how we can create IT support automation using Power Automate. Over to you, Mahendra.
Thank you, Sandeep, for explaining that how we can automate this employee IT support request system. I understand you have some issue today, but still, thank you for making this. So this is the use case that we wanted to cover, and we explained here and demonstrated that how we can use that Microsoft ecosystem tools, and in the very easy low code no code approach, we can automate this complete process where the employee is basically submitting that request depending on the requirement, and then that request, as soon as that is request is submitted, it will trigger that automation, that workflow logic that is set up under that Power Automate, and it will fetch that textual information that is entered by the user. So whether it's a name, detail, request details, urgency, that how soon they want to get it resolved. So those kind of thing we can get and put it on the planner. Once we have set up that planner, and there we can have different kind of stages that we can configure, whether it's like just new one, or in progress, or completed, depending on the requirement. What is your process look like in your organization? We can set up that, and we can define these are different stages. And then once these tasks are moving from one stage to another stage, we can use Power Automate Outlook connector, and to send that notification so that they know that okay, some progress is going on with their request that they have submitted, right? So yeah, that's what we wanted to cover. And we all of our sessions, all of our past sessions are there on CSharpCorner live TV. You can go and watch our sessions there, and if you have any feedback, or if you have any idea that you want us to build that use case, please feel free to comment on that, and or send us email to me or Sandeep. So we will bring that use case, and we will show you that what could be the potential solution to automate that particular process. Okay, and in the next session we will be back with another use case where we will solve some business problem, and we will show that how we can automate that particular business problem. Thank you for joining us. Stay tuned for